Hey guys, it's Friday, May 29th. I'm Mary Kish, and this is GameSpot Top 5, where we run down the top 5 news stories of the week and anything else that happened to make headlines today. First up, EA has confirmed that Need for Speed will require an online connection. Gamers were happy to hear about this news because now it will save them a lot of time reading any more stories about the game since they're no longer buying it. The news was revealed today via the official Need for Speed Twitter account in response to a fan question about whether the game will require players to always be online. Another tweet explained that being connected will allow other players to become part of the game's narrative experience, and that this could only be achieved through online play. In a recent interview with GameSpot, Ghost Games general manager Marcus Nilsson confirmed that the game will build upon the seamless online mode that was featured in Need for Speed Rivals, called All Drive. An offline mode has not yet been confirmed. Capcom is getting used to making a lot of Resident Evil remasters, but this next one is going to make a lot of GameCube fans very happy. It's Resident Evil 0 HD. The original Zero was a prequel to the first game released back in 2002 on the GameCube. It allowed players to switch between the medic Rebecca Chambers and the convicted ex-soldier Billy Cohen. According to Dengeki Online, the game will be released for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC in early 2016 in Japan. A release for territories outside Japan has not yet been confirmed. This continues the trend of Capcom remaking old Resident Evil games, which makes it seem like Resident Evil 2 and 3 are a likely remaster on the way. After all, fans will be ecstatic and Capcom gets to hold on to their current slogan, "Dollar Dollar Bills, y'all." So, how much are you willing to fork out to get the best possible experience on the Oculus Rift? I don't know how flush you are, but $1,500 is a little steep for me. And if you don't have a computer that can run the Oculus Rift at high settings, you can be expecting to pay out over $1,000 to get it to run. Oculus hasn't yet revealed a price for its VR consumer headset, but CEO Brendan Iribe recently dropped a few hints. Speaking at the annual Code conference in Ranchos Palos Verdes, Iribe said, "We're looking at an all-in price. If you have to go out and actually need to buy a new computer and you're going to buy the Rift, at most you should be in the $1,500 range." He later stated that he'd like to see that number fall below $1,000. At the moment, Oculus Rift developer kits cost around $350, but these do not represent the most up-to-date version of the hardware, which adds motion tracking and built-in headset, and were most likely made by a Loch Ness Monster. Earlier this week, we showed you a new version of the Xbox One controller that featured a 3.5mm jack. Now we have beautiful images of said controller. Let's take a look. A move away from proprietary headphones is practical and overall a pretty good move. You can see from the latest photos that it's also really ridiculously good looking. Following the publication of this story, a Microsoft representative offered the following statement: "We're gearing up for an exciting E3 where we'll showcase more games and experiences. We have nothing further to share at this time. I guess we'll have to wait for E3 to see that hot port in action." In our top news story of the week, women are now playable characters in the latest FIFA game. This is the most positive news to come out of FIFA recently, as the organization is facing more human rights violations than when Mordor was built. The inclusion isn't a mere reskinning of existing players. According to FIFA 16 producer Nick Shannon, new technology, including animations, body types, and even hair physics, had to be retooled or created from scratch to accommodate the introduction of female players. "We wanted to make sure that the body types looked good, so we actually created new body types. We created new body scaling technology that's actually helped with the men as well. So now you'll see a bigger differentiation with a tall, skinny player than a bigger, well-built player. That was down to us wanting to make the women models look right in the game. If you want to run like a girl, jump like a girl, and score a game-winning goal like a girl, you can pick up FIFA 16 on September 22nd. So that's it, as my reign as host of GameSpot News. But fear not, because Chris Waters will be taking the reign next week, steering the good GameSpot ship through the seas of news to bring you nothing but the best. Have a good weekend.